Hey, this is Brian Whitaker. I've got a short video here. I should say a short ride of Sawyer from the other day. Just wanted to take him outside and ride him a little bit, and still testing out my GPS camera. I mentioned it before, but this is a camera that I have on what they call a tag, which is operated through GPS, which is then the camera is operated by GPS, is following me and zooming in on me. So for the most part, this ride, it worked pretty well. It went a little off tracking later on. Lately, I'm really finding how much video is really helping not only my lessons and my students, but also myself. Years ago when I used to rodeo a lot, every opportunity I could get, I had people video myself, and people can tell you certain things and give you constructive criticism or just criticism, but there's something about watching yourself. A lot of places, I shouldn't say a lot, but there's some places, some indoors will have mirrors. That's extremely helpful as well, because then you can watch yourself, in real time and make some corrections if needed, or just see some rhythm, some timing to everything. But it's nice to go back and review things. I will what I call shadow ride a lot too. When the sun's out, I'll watch my shadow quite a bit, mainly just to watch what my horse is doing. I probably tend to focus on their mouth more to see that they're not gaping it. If they're gaping it or if they're bothered in their mouth, usually you can feel it, but I'll look down to see, and if they're opening a lot, it means they're bothered by that, whatever is going on. Just doing some warm up here with Sawyer, and again with him, like in Copper, I did not do any groundwork. If I felt it necessary, I'd absolutely do it. But having said that, even leading a horse from the barn to the arena here, you can do even just a little bit of groundwork. You can do some quality in between, and you can check your horse out. And it's been a little while since I was able to swing my rope out in the outdoor here, so I just thought I'd get it out, make sure everything was working good, knock some of the rust off myself, and just swing it a little bit. I like riding all my horses for different reasons. At the moment I have 7 of them. They're not all started, but Sawyer's one that I like to ride. He's one of the furthest along where I can usually just get on and just ride. I feel like I'm always working on something, some softness or whatever, but there's a lot of times, especially at the end of the day, he might be one I get on just to go down the road or just to go ride. He's really fun to ride. Generally, he's really responsive, pretty light. He can get bothered by stuff at times, so it makes me sharper. That I'm always real aware of what's going on with myself because he's real aware of it. And it's sometimes hard to explain. He's just real fun to ride. I mainly feel like he's kind of an extension of how I'm feeling for that day. So sometimes he's tight and bracy, and then I might realize, especially getting on towards the end of the day, that I'm carrying some of that with me, the day's events, and it helps me to sort of let go of all that for myself. ride a little taller, sit a little deeper, relax a little bit more. Some horses are like that. Well, I'd say all of them are, but some are just more evident about it. They're really just a barometer of how you are internally, because they feel every little muscle that moves in you. Now here I just set the reins down. Might be hard to see, but I set the reins down. This is a good exercise, and I cross my arms and I just ride. And there's times where if I felt like he's not coming through with my body, I might pick a rein up, help him out, and then set it back down. And this is all just off my body. Just turning, opening up a leg, closing a leg, rotating at the waist, looking with my eyes. Just going for a little lope. Stretching it out a little bit. Pick up a little soft feel here and there. But for the most part, I was trying to just kind of go on a loose rein. I'm kind of picking my spots in the arena. Some of it's melting, some of it's snowy. He's another one that's really expressive. Like when I come down, I can just feel his whole body soften up. He usually licks, lets out a little sigh. Going back to one rein, so he kind of wanted to trot off, and he just a little miscommunication probably on my part. He thought he needed to trot there, and now he gets a little bit bound by the gate, which is not like him at all. So I'm just helping him out, and that to me is more of a confusion. He says, I'm not sure real sure what you're doing, so he kind of headed for the gate, but he moved out of it real nice too, because I do a lot of proactive work with the gates. I'm real aware of what they're thinking, what speed they're going through by the gates. Are they slowing down or think about leaving? And if they are, I'm going to fix that. I'm almost going to try to make it more interesting away from the gate. So again, just riding without reins at all here. They're just on the horse's neck, crossing my arms and just turning. And if I don't get the result I want after, several strides, I'll just pick up the reins, set it down. He's had some time off as well. This is where the camera gets a little off track for whatever reason. The GPS on my arm maybe gets a little, I was thinking maybe it got a little covered up when I was crossing my arms here. It's probably what happened, because for the most part, this camera works well out in the open. Definitely looking forward to spring and a little warmer weather, but a little drier weather. And we'll get some cattle out here and track them around, but been real happy to use my indoor where it's dry. And when I can, I'll go out here. A lot of years I'll be out here. I'll go out there at the outdoor at night when a fresh snow comes and turn the lights on, and that's actually really fun, and it's good footing after a 4 or 5 inch fresh snow. So it starts tracking me up here later on. Yeah, see, there it kind of goes. So I don't know if I moved it or what, but I'm working on his turnaround. I can feel when I'm riding him that he doesn't keep the hind foot planted real well, and he's a kind of horse that has a lot of backwards to him. So when you do this kind of stuff, he's almost wanting to go backwards a little too much. So then I'll just change it up. I'll go one step over, I'll back up, and then there I could tell he kept it down, kept that hind foot planted pretty good. And they'll just break it down. And there I think I'm moving his hind quarters with just my leg there. He does that real well. So I change it up quite a bit. I never want to feel like I'm drilling a horse. I don't want to be drilled on something. If I'm a little confused about a certain thing, I don't want to just be drilled and drilled. Sometimes you just do something that you know they're good at, that you're good at, work on it a little bit, and then go back to that one thing you were having some troubles with. There he kind of leaked out of it a little bit. So then I drive him forward. You try to get control of the hind feet a little bit. There's a little better there, so then we just move on. I try not to just drill on it, just have them go in circles and circles and circles. And, you know, it's that thing of you do the same thing but expect a different result kind of thing. That doesn't work too well for me at least. So I sort of change it up, but all the while still working on the thing I'm trying to get, and that's mainly trying to get control of the hind feet. So I just do some other things to there. I just go forward and then straight back. Then I'm kind of waiting for him to stay rocked back in the hind quarters. And again, I really like this exercise a lot, where there's no hesitation from going forward to reverse. I think I'm trying to set some settings on that camera or something there. See if it was, there's a green light on the camera and it blinks, and when it's tracking you, you can see it well. But so just going for a fun little quick ride. You can still, like there, you look, I was really happy with that. You can get a lot done there. He kept the hind feet planted. You can get a lot done in a little amount of time. Sometimes if you don't make it a big deal, you just don't drill. And sometimes you know, I'll sit with one thing a while, stick with it. But there I felt like it was working much better, or he was planting on that hind end. Now, of course, I didn't go full 360, but it's a start. We'll build up to it again. And he just felt really good. He felt real energetic. He going forward and back. So, you know, got other things to do, other horses to ride, and it felt good. And I always want to end a session on a good note, and with them feeling like they could have gave more. Like I feel like there he's saying, oh, I could have gave you more, and that's where I would like to leave. But so just a short little video, or short ride I should say, of me riding Sawyer. Hope that helped. Thanks for watching.